What's up, you guys? We are back with another video, you all, about our weight loss journey. This was came from one of our subscribers. His name is Bainbridge 568, and they said, amazing, congratulations. I'd love to hear how you handled the mental shifts needed to lose weight and keep it off. Thank you, ladies. Wow, the mental shifts. You know,
very good question.
For me, something shifted for me because, you know, I was at the lowest place. I mean, I know it's different for you, but for me, I was at the lowest place in my life. And I just was very sad. I was very depressed. And I just got tired of not moving forward in my life.
Right.
And it was just, I think I had been crying for several hours the night before.
Right.
And I just was like, I need to do something because I don't want to be in pain like this. I don't want to be depressed like this.
Right.
I need to get out of this funk. And, you know, we had just come off of Ramadan. You know, I was feeling this energy. I had just got to I lifted myself out of that depression during Ramadan. I mean, definitely not the first 2 weeks. First 2 weeks of Ramadan, I was like, I'm not doing this at all, you know. But the last 2 weeks, I persevered and I really pushed myself.
Right.
And that lifted me out of that depression that I went into Ramadan having. Right. And then it left me by the end of it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to push myself because something in my mind said, Maryam, you're talking about you wanted to get this done, you want to get this done, you want to get this done, you want it now. But if you would just be consistent for the next 3 months, you could be in a much better position than you are now in 3 months. And when I said in 3 months, I could do this, I could do this, I could have this.
And what was happening in 3 months? Your birthday was coming.
Yes, April 18th. It was when I started my journey. Because I mean, I was
because
one
Ramadan, and for those of you who don't know, we're Muslim. And every year we take part in Ramadan where we fast from daybreak to sunset.
Right.
And we don't, during that period, we don't eat or drink anything. And we spend as much time as we can praying and just remembering God and just being in a state of thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so important when you make that spiritual connection. For us, it really begins with that. You make that spiritual connection to the source of who you are, you know, your creator.
Right.
And once you make that connection, it's like everything else begins to fall in place.
Right.
So we both were, you know, my mom passed away in October. Yeah. That was your grandmother.
Heartbreaking.
And so it was very, even though she was 80 years old, it was very unexpected and very hard. Like, we really thought that, you know, anyone who knew my mom, you just thought that she was going to be one of those people who will live till like 100 and something, you know. And so very depressed. I think it really tested our faith too.
Oh, absolutely.
And so we weren't even going to take part in Ramadan. So by the time Ramadan came around, actually you were the one. I had said I said, I'm not going to take part in this year. And you were the one the day before. Like, we had both agreed we were going to take part. And then the day before, you were just like, I am so excited about Ramadan coming up. I spent all morning doing my goals. I was like, I said, oh, okay. Well, I guess I will join you. I guess we're doing Ramadan then. And
that lasted for about 2 days. And then I got depressed.
Right, but then I was like,
but you were all in it.
I was in it. I was like, oh no, we are not getting off this.
Yeah, you were
gonna stay the course, right?
You were like trying to drag me to come to Fajr. You know, as you're sleeping right now, the Satan is he's just clapping his 2 feet. I'll just be like, now
it's
we getting out of bed.
Because someone told me that when I was in college, and I was just like mastering how to keep on praying each day. So she told I was so mad. I was like,
that guilty conscience. But the good thing is that you have a guilty
a conscience, right? Yeah.
But
so you had a goal. Your birthday was not
July
too far
18th,
away. So you were like, I have exactly 3 months
to get fit, to get my other.
And the goal was I needed to get to my college body.
Yes, yes. My thing was because if you type into YouTube 90 days to get my college body back, you'll just see all my videos. And I recorded every single day of my 90-day journey to lose weight. I'm currently on day 77.
Which you did not want to.
No, I was like, hell no. I have college friends
That
who
was not
follow
even
me.
something that you were even thinking about. You had told me you were gonna do this.
Right.
And I said to you,
I hope you're posting it. I said
you should
no.
post it. And you're like, no, I don't want people to see me sweating and all this stuff. And I said,
and out of shape wearing my bonnet.
what do you think other people who are laying in bed depressed like how you are depressed,
right,
you know, they're going to be inspired. You will inspire someone who was in your same position, right? And you're not looking your best, but you're striving anyway, right?
Yeah.
And so that was very hard for you to begin that whole recording, because you have kind of always been someone who it's like, I need to look my best, and I need to look a certain way, kind of like that social media generation, right?
Yeah.
And you know, even if I'm exercising, I got to look like I have no sweat on me, but I'm gonna be exercising and kind of thing and look good in what I am doing.
Yeah.
And so, right, that was a big mind shift.
Yeah.
For you to be like,
I could be in a better space 3 months from now. Like, it was that was in my head. And I was like, I had pictures.
But how did you overcome that? That's what I'm wondering. How did you overcome, like, okay, I'm not going to focus on how people will view me. My public persona. I mean, I'm just going to do me, and, you know.
I mean, the way I got over that was because I was just like, you know, at the end of the day, these people that I am worried are going to see me, they ain't paying my bills.
Right.
They're not going to help me get to where I need to be.
And lose weight.
They're not going to be there to lift me up to get to where I want to be.
On the daily grind.
No, like at the end of the day, if I want this for myself, it has to be like F everybody else. Like what you have to do, what you need to do in order to be successful, to get the things that you want done, and you want to get your college body back. You can't depend on people validation to make you feel good about yourself. You have to be able to wake up every day, look in the mirror and be like, I'm sexy, I like how I look, I feel confident. And the thing is, now when I go out, I feel confident, not because people are looking at me and I look good. I'm going out confident because I know I look good because I put in the effort and the work to look good. So even if somebody, I remember somebody called me fat here in Tanzania. This man was like 4'2", looking anorexic, calling me fat. But now if somebody would call me fat, I'm really gonna laugh you out the room because one, I know I'm not fat. Because two, I have been working on myself. We have lost major weight, and then four, I feel my best. Like I have felt the best I've ever felt in about 4 or 5 years.
So I think that the mind shift was you stopped looking for validation outside of you.
Yeah, and then also looking at the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying?
Second mind shift, looking at the bigger picture.
What was it for you? What was your mind shift that made you like, I have to start working on myself? What made you be like, okay, it's time for me to focus on me, to lose this weight, and to try every day? Like, even with your walking and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I didn't have a mind shift per se, right? Well, maybe I did. I think I did in terms of, I'm not very well.
Yourself. Remember when you weighed yourself at the doctor's office and you were the smallest you had ever been in a long time.
Right, and that feels good. I think, okay, so maybe one of my mind shift is remembering how I feel when I am like smaller, or remembering not so much as small, but also, well, I do remember that, but I also like how I feel like when I go walking.
Right.
When I go walking here, even if it's just one time around, because sometimes I'm dealing with major pain.
Right.
Like I remember one time several times I've gone walking when I'm in active pain, So I'm having my neuropathic pain, I walk. Sometimes actually it eases a little bit, right? Not all the time, but sometimes it does. One time I went walking with active, I had this left hip pain.
Right.
And that was really painful as I walked. But by the time, I think I did 2 times around, the second time around, I was just, I guess, focused on breathing. That I forgot about the pain, the left hip pain, right? But one of the things for me is that anytime I walk, it never ends. Every time I walk, that day I always feel like I was a success.
Yeah, I remember you
Even
saying
if
that.
I walk just 1 time around.
Yeah.
Even if the previous day I walked 3 times around, but today I only managed to do just 1 time around. I feel like a success.
Right.
You know? So that's one. Just that mind shift of, instead of feeling like, oh man, I couldn't even do the 3 times around, I couldn't even sustain that, I go easy on myself and say, you did it. You went outside
Yeah.
today. Today you went outside. Whether, even if I just go sunning and I didn't walk, but I went outside, got some fresh air, got the sun on my skin, got out of my room, I feel good.
Yeah.
So for me, the mind shift is, because sometimes I'm very hard on myself, right? When I got sick, the first thing for me was like, I remember, telling people at work, oh, I'll be back in 6 months. I just, yeah, that was not the case. Even though I had retired, I in my mind though was like, yes, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be back in 6 months, and that wasn't the case. Was so, for me, it has been kind of accepting what my new norm is.
Right.
Like my sister said, you have to understand, because she felt like I just wasn't understanding that I'm not well. And so it's like, you have to understand that you're not well. And so I think once you put that in your mind, then your bar, you bring it where it needs to be. Whatever you're able to do, you celebrate that.
Yeah.
Don't poo-poo on it, but just celebrate what you're able to do. So that was a big mind shift for me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I get into my mind, into my head, and I just get very down and depressed, especially if you're in all pain that doesn't seem, no matter what you're doing, no matter what meds you're taking, it's endless, or you're symptomatic, whether you're having, all the other things that I'm kind of dealing with. So, yeah, so for me, that was a mind shift. Celebrating whatever it is that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Celebrate it and look at it as a success for that day and be grateful for it.
Right.
Be grateful for that. So that was a mind shift. And then consistency, just strive to do something. Being consistent is a big one for me. It's something that I still struggle with.
I think we all
But
do.
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
Being consistent.
At the end of the day, I think we
Yeah.
both just know that we will be happier, and it's better for us to lose weight, continue to be healthy, and just make those
Be
strides.
healthy.
Even though they're
Yes.
baby steps, at least
Yeah,
we're
baby
stepping
steps.
in that direction.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
for me, it's always the bigger picture. Like, I imagine myself having a snatch waist, having like maybe a little tiny 2-pack abs, having these nice toned arms, having
Right.
my skin nice and snatched. Like,
Yes.
I imagine myself there, and I imagine myself in the body that I
Yes.
want. And when I see
Yes.
that, I see
Yes.
myself being successful. I see myself going across the world, hosting these paints and sips, having my art gallery, my fashion house, all that stuff. Like, I imagine that, and I'm like, this is how I want to look when I'm
Right.
in these positions of power, chasing my dreams. So for me, it's the bigger picture. So when it was like, for me, like, oh my God, people
Yeah.
from college are gonna be following me, and they're gonna see I'm fat and out of shape, but I'm not in a high place in my life. At the end of the day, I'm like, who gives a F? Because at the end of the day, this is gonna be a funny memory when I'm out there on TV doing what I need to do and be successful. So this is just a stepping stone for that.
It's just the beginning step.
So you can't worry about what other people. For me, I think I was
you gotta
really bugged out what other
stay
people
in
thought
your
about
vision,
me. Yeah.
in your what you're working on.
What works for you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and that's at every phase of your life. You're in your 20s. I'm in my 50s.
Yeah, so I was more concerned about
Every
people thought of
phase of
me.
your life,
You know?
and even at my age too.
Yeah.
We worry about. There are people who worry at this age what people think about them.
Right.
I think that I don't know. I've passed that stage a long time ago.
Yeah.
What others think of me.
Yeah, you just be, I always admire that about you. Because I'm always like, I wish I was like you, where like, I don't care who's uncomfortable or who don't like it. I'm going to say what I have to say, and I'm going to tell you how to get things done because I need it done. I've always admired that about you. I'm like, I wish I was more like that. You know what I'm saying?
That I think that comes with age.
I think
That's a beautiful thing about getting older as a woman. That's something to look forward to. I think, it begins to come,
Like, I don't care so
and
much
it happens
about...
in spurts.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are with it, and sometimes you're not. Sometimes, sometimes I can be a coward, about certain things, and so,
like compared to 17 and 26, like when I was 17, like I needed to talk to people, I needed to be on the phone, I needed to be social, I needed people to like me.
Yes.
Compared to now, like somebody text me.
Well, you're not 20. You're gonna be 26.
Well, I'm gonna be 26 soon. In like 2 weeks. But
that's all we've been hearing about this
Mom's
birthday.
about sick and
Lord,
tired of me.
I mean, I can't wait for July to be over because every day I gotta hear about this birthday.
Okay,
but we celebrate Mary. We're happy.
Yeah. But compared to 26 now, like if somebody texts me, I'm not like, oh my god, I need to respond to this person because their feelings are gonna be hurt. I'm like, do I want to talk to people? Like, am I mentally ready to talk to somebody, or like, do I have the time? Like, I just don't put my energy where I can't be bothered with my energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it has definitely lessened the older I have gotten. Like it was bad when I was 17, but now I'm just kind of like relaxing my own thing. Like now I'll block people. Before I would never block nobody.
Right.
But now I'm like, oh, block.
Yeah.
Block. But yeah, those are the mental mind shifts. Did you have anything else you needed to say about your mental journey?
No, I don't know. I think at this, I don't know. I think
do you
at
see
this
the
point,
big picture for yourself? Like, do
absolutely,
you imagine it?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think by this age, you've just lived quite a bit. I think at this age, I don't know if we have, and those who are older than me, please tell me, because I always admire people who are older than me. I've always been like that too. I've always sought like the advice and the counsel, even when I was very young. Like when I was in my teenage years, one of my best friends was a woman. First of all, my mom was my best friend, but another best friend was someone who was even older than my mom. I'll go and sit at her house all day and just sit at Mama Aja's house and just watch her as she squatted doing all her cooking and all that stuff, and I'll just spend time with her, and I just loved her energy.
Yeah.
So I mean, those of you who are older than me, do you have more mind shifts, in your 60s, in your 70s, in your 80s? Let me know, because that's something to look forward to. But
But yeah, that was just the mental mind shifts that we had on our journeys.
I mean, what do you guys think of that, and what are your mind shifts? Because I thought that was such a wonderful question.
I thought it was a beautiful question because I didn't really even think about it.
And so, if you guys have more mind shifts, let us know. I mean, so that we all learn in this space. And yes, of course, if you have more questions for us about this journey that we're on, let us know.
Yes, y'all, but I'll probably be posting some of my workout videos on here also. I post them mainly on my channel, but I'm going to add them to this channel.
And that's Life is Mary.
Yeah.
So if you want to see her on her particular journey,
but I'll put some on here on this channel. I'm going to do a yoga video and post it later. But yeah, y'all, we'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye.
Stay healthy now.
Yes. Oh, yeah, stay healthy.